Hey guys, it's Mark, and we just dropped a new podcast over on all the podcast services, so be sure to go by and check that out. But I thought we'd take 2 minutes to stop and talk about one of the topics that we talk about in this week's podcast here over on the YouTube channel. And it's one involving a little 6th grade girl in Idaho. And if you've heard this story, you know how powerful it is. 6th grade girl brings a handgun to school in her backpack, and she ends up shooting 2 people, one outside, 2 inside the school. All 3 are wounded, but have since been released from the hospital. They were shot through limbs, so it just went straight on through. And a teacher saw this little girl. She's helping one of the wounded kids. She sees the little girl. She tells the little girl that she's helping, stay here and be still. And she walks slowly toward the girl that has the gun. She says, "Are you the shooter?" Girl does not reply. She walks over to her, puts her hand on the arm, pushes the arm down with the gun. Then she runs her hand down the arm, takes the gun. Says she didn't fight me taking it. She didn't hand it to me, but she didn't fight me taking it. And then after that, she said, I immediately just grabbed her and hugged her and comforted her. And she continued to do that through when the police came. The police showed up. The police, they took her into custody, put handcuffs on, and this little girl's going to have some tough things coming to her. But in that moment, obviously, this little girl had some stuff to work through. Sane people don't do things like that. So the teacher was being compassionate, and that's what good teachers do. I've got friends and family that are educators, and I can tell you the ones that matter, the ones that go the extra mile are those compassionate ones that are there, not for the paycheck, not for summers off or whatever, but for the children and helping those kids grow into be good adults. And so that's what this teacher, that's where her heart was. And that's important. So that story and a lot more on this week's edition of the Mark Harvard Podcast. Go find us over on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Edify. We're over on Edify now. Stitcher, and everywhere else that you find good podcasts. Also, don't forget, in this video, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, push the little thumbs up thing, bing, and also don't forget to hit that little bell, and you can find out when we post more stuff. We're going to have some fun this summer here on the YouTube. So, yeah, have a fantastic week, and I will see you later.
The Mark Harvard Podcast.